Please follow this step-by-step video guide to paint your availability for next semester. From your home screen, select Choose Times I Prefer to Work. Next, select Set Repeating Weekly Preferences. And then select Set Future Weekly Preferences. And then select the date. For this example, we'll be using January 5th, 2014. There are 4 colors used while painting your availability, and When to Work creates a schedule based upon your preferences. Green is when you prefer to work, pink is when you dislike working, white is you have no preference whether you work or not, and red is when you cannot work, and this is for class schedules only. Before we begin to paint, I would like to go over 5 key points to remember when painting that will help you maximize the amount of hours that you will receive. 1. Most of the shifts in the schedule will be similar to shifts that are on the current schedule. Next, the more green you paint for your availability, the more chances you have at getting hours. If you paint your availability with more pink than green, you may not get very many shifts. Just because you paint green does not mean you will automatically be scheduled at that time. For instance, there could be more than one person that prefers to work at that time, or the time you paint green may not match up with one of the shifts on the schedule. You will not be scheduled for more than the hours your manager has set for you. Most locations will only be scheduling their teams at 20 hours a week maximum. If you want to pick up an extra shift to get you closer to the 25-hour mandated maximum, you may do so, but it will require an approval by your manager. And finally, if you do not paint your availability by the deadline set by your manager, we will assume you do not want to work next semester, and you will not be included in the upcoming schedule. Now we will actually do some painting, and for this example, I will be coming up with a class schedule that I will utilize for this. So the first thing you want to do is actually do your class schedule, because that's the most important part of your availability of when you cannot work. So on Monday, I have class from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So I'm going to select the red cannot work, and then I will, with my mouse, will select between 8 and 10. However, because I know it takes me 15 minutes to get to and from class, I'm going to add a 15 minutes on the front and at the end of my class as a buffer zone, so that way I cannot be scheduled until I'm actually able to make it to work. And I also have a class from noon until 3. Same thing, 15-minute buffer zone. On Tuesday, I have class from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And this class here is actually a little further away, so I'm going to give myself a half-hour buffer on both sides of that, so that way I know I can get to and from class. On Wednesday, same as Monday, for the beginning, I have 8 a.m. class to 10 a.m., and then noon until 3. Once again, buffer on each end there. But on Wednesday, I actually also have a 6 p.m. to a 9 p.m. class. So I'm going to add a 15-minute buffer on each end of that as well. Thursday is the same as Tuesday for me. And Friday, I have an 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. class. Now, you don't have to use the paint rolling function by selecting this box here and then moving your mouse over it. You can also use this drop-down menu over here. So since I have a Monday class at 8 a.m., I know I don't want to necessarily close at night and work late. So on Sunday night, I'm going to put that I prefer not to work. I dislike working this time from really 11 p.m. until the next day at 8 a.m. And then add. And there I did not actually do the Monday, so I'd have to change the Monday time to work from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. and hit add. And then that turns that pink. When I did this, I removed the buffer, so I can actually just go up here, select that, and fix it. If for some reason you make like an actual mistake at any point, you can actually select the no preference one, which is white, and go back through and actually can select where you need to make the changes to. Now, there are certain times I prefer to light that I know of. So my class schedule's in there, and there's times I really like working. So I'm going to get my paintbrush here, and I really like working the 4 to 10 p.m. shift on each of these days. And on Friday, I kind of like the afternoon time better, so I'll go over noon to 5. The same thing with your dislikes. I don't like getting up early. Before my classes, I start at 8 a.m. So I put this in here so that way it provides me the availability to say I do not prefer to work this time. This is not saying that you will not be scheduled during that time that's pink. The schedule, when it's being built, looks at people's availability when they paint it green, then white, then pink, but it will never ever schedule you when you're actually red. So then on the weekends, I prefer to work after 10 a.m. on Saturday. And I don't care really if I work not later that night, so I can just paint that green because I will get that scheduled first prior to getting a white one that's actually scheduled that way. And on Sundays, same thing. Let's paint it all green there. And you double check this, everything looks good. There's nothing too drastic here. You can add more pink if you want to, more white or more green. It's up to you. But know that when the schedule's being built, it's going to go green, white, pink, and red. And remember those key points that we talked about earlier to help you maximize the amount of hours that you get, specifically for the times that you're looking for as well. So then here you're going to save changes. You're going to close out of this box here. And here is your preferences from January 5th on. If you scroll over, use that arrow over, it shows you all the times that you need your availability for at that point. If at any point you need to make a change to your availability, you can make a change, but know that once the schedule is published, any change that you actually make to your availability does not make a change in the actual schedule that's already published. It will, however, make a change to the schedule that's upcoming if that has not already been created. If you have any other questions, please reach out to your managers, and happy painting.